Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at what our sources say about making engaging social media content. It's this really fascinating, almost satirical take on becoming a, quote, viral sensation.
Yeah, it really is.
So our mission today is to unpack these three pillars of an engaging post. We want to see what insights they offer, even if they're framed as this sort of comedy of social media errors.
Exactly. And what's interesting is how these sources use humor, to highlight some very real, sometimes counterintuitive strategies people actually use to get traction online.
Right.
It kind of pushes us to look past the surface, doesn't it? And think about what really drives engagement and maybe, what the cost might be for you.
Okay, let's dive into pillar one then. This urgent need to trend hop. Our sources are pretty blunt here. They say if you wait longer than 4 hours, a trend is basically ancient history.
4 hours. That's intense.
It is, and they mentioned the fellow kids approach, using a meme that's maybe 3 weeks old. Apparently, it still gets engagement.
Oh, right. Laughing with you or at you kind of thing.
Exactly. But here's where it gets really wild. The sources suggest you should try to shoehorn any world event into your content.
Seriously? Any event?
Yeah, they give this example this cereal review is brought to you by the current geopolitical crisis.
Wow. Okay. That definitely raises questions about authenticity versus just desperately trying to be relevant, doesn't it?
It does. That feeling of desperation comes through loud and clear in the source's tone.
Yeah, you can almost feel it.
All right, so moving on. Pillar 2 is about embracing the be generic AF, they say.
The Live, Laugh, Love School of Content.
Ha, exactly. They say live, laugh, love, walk so your content could run. Specific examples. Using unpopular opinion right before saying something everyone agrees with.
Oh, I've seen that.
Or, posting sunset pics with deep quotes you definitely just Google.
Right, totally original.
Or acting shocked about really basic human things like, OMG, does anyone else breathe oxygen?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's something.
The pro tip they offer: if your grandma would put it on a pillow, it's generic enough.
Well, connecting that to the bigger picture, it really speaks to wanting that broad appeal, right?
Yeah.
Be generic, don't alienate anyone. You aim for that lowest common denominator to get the biggest reach, even if, your content loses all distinctiveness.
Sacrificing uniqueness for reach. Okay. And the final pillar they talk about is edutainment.
Edutainment, right.
So this involves first the knowledge bit, just dropping one single fact someone could have found in 5 seconds on Google.
That's one little tidbit.
Yeah. Then comes the fun injection, using excessive exclamation points and GIFs that barely relate.
The mandatory fun element.
Right. And finally, there's the delusion. This is where you convince yourself you're changing lives when people are just scrolling on the toilet.
Oof. That's harsh.
It is. So if this is edutainment, what are people really getting?
Well, the sources basically call it an illusion of value. People feel smart, maybe, but without actually learning anything useful.
Pseudo-intellectual engagement.
Exactly that. It's just enough superficial stimulation to keep you scrolling, but not much more.
Okay, so putting it all together. The sources claim, after their exhaustive research, which apparently involved asking roommates.
Very thorough.
Indeed. They claim these pillars are the holy trinity of content creation. They create a perfect storm of mediocrity that somehow works.
Mediocrity that works, okay.
Being current means you're only 45 minutes behind Twitter instead of a full day. Being generic makes your content as distinct as water in an ocean.
Nice and memorable.
And edutaining lets people feel smart while actually learning nothing useful. They even toss in tips on faking authenticity.
Oh, like what?
Like becoming a trend detective, spending 9 hours a day on Google Trends, or writing like an AI trying to sound human using bestie, fam, y'all.
Oh, the forced slang. Got it.
And the emoji explosion. Just add 100 emojis everywhere, forget grammar, and always end with, drop your thoughts below.
Right, so this raises a pretty big question, doesn't it? If the goal is just to work through all this mediocrity and fakeness, what's the actual outcome?
Yeah, what is the point?
Well, the sources hit us with the shocking truth near the end. They basically say, none of this matters.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. They claim your carefully crafted post is seen by maybe 3 real humans and 10,000 bots.
Ouch.
And meanwhile, the algorithm is slowly reprogramming society to crave increasingly shorter bursts of meaningless dopamine.
That's bleak.
It is. And their final line is powerful. The greatest achievement of social media wasn't connecting the world. It was convincing us that getting ignored by more people than ever before is somehow progress.
Wow. That really is a stark revelation, isn't it? This
Oh.
whole deep dive looking through our sources, very cynical lens. It ends on such a surprising, almost nihilistic note.
It
It
does.
makes you stop and think about where we're all putting our focus, our energy.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental challenge to how we absorb and share information online. And when the source ends with, now go outside and hug a tree before you forget how it feels,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it leaves you, the listener, with a pretty profound question, I think. What value do you place on genuine connection versus this fleeting online engagement they've just described?